do this. Let me blow up my screen here. I always have to. It's always after the recording starts because I don't know. I can't see the little recording bar. Like, can you see it on your end? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. So I blow it up just enough to where I can still see it, but it's not. I used to do it too much and I could not see it at all, so I didn't know where we were. And then if I would have seen that in episode 1, I would have known we weren't recording. So yeah, go back, watch episode 1 where we forgot to record.
Yeah.
The good old days, man.
The good old days, yeah. So you usually start off with questions for me, man, but I have a question for you this time. And,
Put me on the spot, man.
yeah, put you on the spot.
I don't like that.
Yeah, so everyone's been dying lately, man. You know,
Jeez, is this a joke?
Dr. Ruth, Richard Simmons, Jellybean Bryant today.
What's her name from?
Jones.
Oh man, what's her name? I can't believe I can't think of her name.
Daugherty,
Shannon Daugherty passed away.
You used to love that show. Man.
Oh, it was great, man. What a great show.
Yeah. But yeah. So let's get a little deep here. If you were to die tomorrow, what are some of your maybe favorite memories? You got some
favorite memories that I can like take with me, type thing.
That you would want like people to know, you know, like
others about me.
Others to know, like, yeah, I'm dead now. Like, what, you know.
I'm dead now. So, oh man, I want to let all those know that I didn't like, that I don't like. So what do I want people to remember me by, maybe, or something like that?
Maybe remember you by, or
or
like a story or something like sticks out to you or something.
So I'm assuming you're asking me this because you got something that you know on your end, right? You're gonna answer your own question, right?
Yeah, I can answer it. I mean, I have some big life markers that I'll always remember.
Yeah. Well, you'll be dead. You're not gonna remember anything.
Well,
you'll be gone. What do you mean things you'll remember? Maybe that others will remember.
I'll be like a star. You know, we transform energies. I'll be out there. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe a rock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that, how when we go, we don't necessarily believe in ghosts, but some type of energy of some sort. Yeah. You know what? Before I answer that, I was listening to DeGrasse, who you've interviewed in the past. Interesting guy.
Oh yeah.
Very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like him too much for whatever reason. I don't know. But he said somebody asked him like about the afterlife. And he said, well, if you ask science and biology, and I forget what the other two were, he said, if you ask science, the answer is no. There's nothing. You just don't exist anymore. He said, just like you didn't before you were born, it's the same thing when you're gone. And he said, you can believe, if you have beliefs, whatever religion or gods or whatever it is you believe in, then, okay. He said, but if you want to ask science, they're going to tell you there's nothing going on after you're gone. I'd like to believe there's some sort of energy, man, some sort of, there was connections with humans in different ways. I want to believe that somehow that continues after.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you have all this energy inside you. Where does it go? It's you would think it would transform and go somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this multiverse thing is pretty wild too, and how maybe, life, you had the same life, but it sort of plays out different. Like maybe you fell off that bike as a kid, but you died that one time.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, you wanna stuff, man, forget it. That's just
Yeah.
to wrap your mind around that stuff is pretty gnarly.
Yeah. I'll give you headaches, man.
Just trying to figure stuff out like that.
Uh,
I don't know. Anyway, I don't know, man. Uh, to not go super long and deep into it, I think just that was good to people. I hope. I hope that's the case. I haven't always been a dick. We have the we have the segment "Am I a dick?" and I think there's been a couple of those where I have been, and a couple where I haven't. But just as a human, like, you can't always control yourself or your emotions, and sometimes you're gonna maybe be an ass or whatever the case may be, or mistreat someone or whatever. But I like to think that overall was good to people, and that's really all that matters. Because once you're gone, dude, you're just a memory. People move on, they kind of forget you, and it is what it is, man. I don't have kids. I don't know that I don't really plan on having any, so I don't know that I ever will. And so there's really not much to pass on in that case. Have them uh, pass my memory along and that sort of thing. So just that I was good. That's it.
uh, yeah, you're a good dude, man. We all, none of us are perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes and piss people off
Mhm.
sometimes or whatever. And your sense of humor, some people may not get it, so they, they, they may some people might get upset about it, but nah, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I thought you were pretty upset when I asked you what you were doing with a bunch of dudes in a movie. But I don't. I don't know. I don't know if you actually got upset. You never said anything after that. So
Yeah, we can't be friends anymore, man.
yeah. What would you do if you saw your buddy in a adult movie? What about you, man? I mean, you got kids, so you got a different outlook maybe on life, and what it means maybe, and what path you want to take. Maybe changes have been made. I don't know. I think that a child could really kind of maybe put a different perspective on things. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, man. He when Olivia was pregnant, it really lighted a fire under me to like pursue my dreams, man. Like to start writing and interviewing people and doing all that stuff. Like that all started when Olivia was pregnant. So yeah, that ignited that in me for some reason. Um, but I always wanted to be, like you said, just be a good person, be kind. And I think with a kid, that's even more so, because you want to teach them, the right way to live and to do things,
Right.
and yeah, uh,
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, you said you had maybe some big things happen that.
yeah. There's the certain markers in life there, like graduating college. I that was always a goal of mine. I never knew if I was actually gonna do it because I I paid my own way through college. Like a lot of people get a ton of debt. I was like, I'm not gonna go
Hmm.
through college and get debt. So I did it like in little increments, going part time a lot of times, and working a job at the same time and paying for it myself. And it took me forever. So I was like, am I ever gonna get to the end of the tunnel here?
That's
Going
a
to
good
community.
one. That's a good marker. That's a good one because that's always a tough one for people. Like you said, either in debt, or if you're lucky and your parents just take care of you in that case, then okay. But that's a big deal. I think, yeah, graduating from college, that's a good one. It's a big deal, and
yeah,
it's tough. It's tough. Like you said, you got to do part time. You got to go to work, and then you got to go to school and work some more. It's work, you know.
yeah, yeah. And then near the end of it, I was doing full time at both. I was doing full time work and full time college, and it was insane, man. Like I just morning till like midnight. I was working and then going to school and doing work, and it was insane, man. It was insane.
Yeah, probably a good
And
thing that most people are doing that exact thing when they're younger, maybe, because try doing that right now.
no,
It'd be
no,
tough.
it would be
Well,
tough.
it would be tough, maybe physically, maybe, but I think, I don't know. You're in a different state at this age than in your 20s, in late teens.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think different, so.
You, I will say at the beginning of it at OCC, I was messing around. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just like, oh, this class sounds fun. Like not even seeing if it was a class I needed. Like okay, and like
I wonder if that's most,
yeah,
or more than half at least. I'm sure there's plenty of people that know what route they want to take, and they pursue it, but there's got to be a shit ton of people that are just like you said.
yeah. I had no idea until like I took a film class. I'm like, oh, like can I do something with this? I love this, like
Hmm.
and like the mandatory classes and the math and stuff I didn't care about. Like I was goofing around. I got bad grades. Like I wasn't showing up to class. I almost flunked out of OCC because I really didn't care until I got an academic probation warning that they were gonna suspend me. I'm like, oh shoot, I guess I gotta take this serious now. And then I got all A's and B's after that. Yeah, I transferred to Long Beach.
Really?
Yeah, got got I had like a 3.9 GPA at Long Beach or something crazy. It was like I took it serious in the classes I loved, and it's like, yeah, let's do this now.
Changed everything for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really see you just kind of screwing around and almost like
I know
flunking out.
I don't seem like that kind of person, but like
Not coming from high
classes,
school. In high school, you weren't that way at all, you know?
I
You were always
wasn't,
on top of everything.
but I was lost, man. Like those early years is like I don't know what I want to do, and I don't care about this. So it's like I'm not even gonna show up to class. That's like
Man, I remember going to OCC and just taking like a few classes, and same deal, not knowing what the like well, why? I don't know. And you're still almost like, hey, dude, at that age, you're still trying to figure yourself out, man. So,
yeah,
and then it's just a big thing. Everyone says, well, how do I know what I want to do if I've never done it? Like, I want to be an accountant. Well, I don't know. I've never been one. Like, am I gonna get there and really actually like doing this? Now I spent, whatever amount of time learning the craft to not enjoy it, uh, or people that even do it for longer. You hear people and then they get to a certain point, they're like, I don't want to do this, but they just wasted 8 years of their life. So that's tough. That's a tough one. I don't know how you navigate that.
yeah, man. It's scary. I think it's scary for everyone.
Yeah, what
Unless
if you had not had taken that class?
yeah, who knows, man? I probably would have dropped out, and I I don't know, like
You
yeah,
would have had to do porn. You had no choice.
yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. Probably. That was the backup.
That's the backup.
Yeah. So I always knew I'd be okay. But yeah, man, a lot of, you know, I mean, my girl's in that case. She went to school, went to UCI, graduated from UCI. You know, therapist, counselor, that whole deal. Worked, did her hours, ton of free hours. That's another one that a lot of people have to go to. You got to work for free to get into what it is that you want to get into, and that can't be easy. I've never worked for free. I'm like, I don't want to work for free, but you have to do it.
That was another mistake I made because I had opportunities for like film internships, but it was at that crazy time where I was working full time and going to full school full time. And like, I don't have time for this. And then come to realize later, like that's the only time you get those opportunities, those internships. And I'm like, oh
Yep.
crap, I should have done that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
how do you know at the time, or how do you navigate through all this and not having, not I mean, nothing against your parents, not that they did anything wrong or anything, but sometimes, some kids don't have the parents to just pay and just go to school and not have any worries.
yeah, yeah,
Gotta work. You have, like, whatever it is, whatever expenses, gotta work.
yeah. So that was something I was proud of doing that without without taking other people's money. I did
Oh yeah,
there.
man.
There was one semester I borrowed the money from my mom when I didn't have it, and another semester where I borrowed money from Kev, our buddy Kev, uh,
Hmm.
and paid him back. So yeah, that really helped out a lot. But yeah, very
I
very
bet. I
tough.
bet.
And then getting married and the day my son was born, though,
Hmm.
those were just you know fantastic days that I try to soak in, and when your child is being born, you're just so stressed out and worried about everything, and my wife had complications, and so that scared me, and we were in the
I remember.
hospital. Yeah, we were in the hospital for like a few days, with just waiting, seeing what was going to happen, and yeah. So then that moment where I finally got to hold my son and put him against my chest, and he was crying before that, and he stopped crying, and then I just let it all out, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, one of the big ones in your life was having a child and getting married. What were they before that?
Before that, it would
Yeah,
be
besides
like
school.
our basketball league games, like like winning the stupid stuff like that, like
Stupid stuff, man.
like
Yeah. That's
when we won the championship with
Yeah, in the adult league.
in the league. Yeah, yeah, we're just running around like idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
What a difference, huh? What a
yeah,
difference in what you feel is an accomplishment or a big, like you said, big marker in your life. It's
yeah,
basketball.
yeah. It's like
I was like, I finally beat that video game. It was like
yeah,
the best day of my life, man.
yeah,
Oh man. Hey, we've been talking about video games recently. So the other day I saw, did you play Kung Fu? I think you said you did.
yeah,
Okay, Kung Fu, remember you just punched and then the stupid little low kick? That's
yeah,
all it was. It's this guy walking back and forth. That's all it was. And so I was watching this dude, do the playthrough.
yeah.
And again, I'm like, why couldn't I done that? This guy just, I don't know. Why couldn't I beat these guys that were so easy? And the last guys on each level were some of the easiest, like the easiest I've ever seen in any game. And I couldn't understand why I couldn't pass this stupid game. I played for hours, man, trying to beat it. Hours.
Well, you got to do it at exactly the right time, and these guys have like studied
That's
that,
what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, and looking at it, watching this guy play, it's depending on the enemy. He he knew exact amount of punches that it took, to duck. This guy's gonna throw a knife if when he does this. Either he's gonna throw it up higher, down low. when to jump, when to wait for guys. Like everything was perfectly timed. So yeah, that that's what Nintendo was. Every single game was that. It was like perfect timing and knowing when something was gonna happen.
Yeah, but we couldn't just watch videos like these guys can now. You know, they can just watch a video. Oh, I got to do that, and that is like you couldn't do that back then. You know,
No,
spent hundreds
like
of hours trying to figure that out yourself. You know,
yeah.
yeah.
What do you think of? I know we're switching subjects here, but what do you think that do you think that does anything with your brain as far as trying to learn stuff, figure stuff out, or do you think it was a negative thing to play all these hours? Because everybody always talks about video games how they just rot your brain. But I see it as like I was always trying to figure stuff out. My brain was constantly working. To this day, when I play games, I'm constantly thinking, looking up here, looking here. What do I got left here? If I do this, I won't be able to do that. Like I'm constantly thinking. What do you think?
No, I think it helps. It helps with keeping your brain sharp and especially hand-eye coordination. You know,
Hmm.
you really need that. And
Bro, you're
yeah,
playing with like 6 buttons while trying to figure out what to do. What button does what? I think it takes a lot to figure. Put that in the hands of someone that doesn't play. Well, I mean, obviously, but have them try. How long is it going to take to figure all that out? It's going to take a lot of time.
yeah, yeah.
At least that's what I tell my girl. I'm like, well, that's why I play because it keeps my brain sharp.
Well, no, you're actively doing something. You know, it's you are using your brain because you got to figure out how to move forward in the game. You know,
How to move forward, or like the puzzles.
puzzles. Yep.
A lot of puzzle type stuff. A lot of hints you got to figure out. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a good thing. Maybe if you overdo it, obviously it could be.
But we did overdo it. You know, we
Well, we did. You're right. We did overdo it.
we did it. You know, and
There's nothing
although
wrong with me, you know.
you've only killed two people,
Only two
only
in a
two.
video game. What then? Okay, so your son goes, Dad, I want my own console and I want to start playing video games. What do you do? And he's young. What do you do? 10, 11, 12. What do you say to him?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't want him. I'd probably give him a limit, so he's not playing it all the time. You know,
Hmm.
like I'm that way. Like he doesn't use a tablet, which like all kids use tablets these days. He doesn't, which I like. I like that, because you see all these kids and they're just glued to their tablets. Like I don't want my son to be that way. I want to go outdoors and do things with him, and he likes that. So
Yeah, you mentioned that he actually enjoys going outside. That's good. And you know what? If he asked me for a game like a handheld game, I would do something that teaches him something. I know growing up when in school, they would put us in front of a computer and it was try to figure out or not figure out, but you start learning what different things mean, like just planes. Well, where are the planes? And you would have to not airplanes, but like fields
yeah.
and figure out this and mountains and all this sort of stuff, and you would start learning all these things, and then you start learning like states and cities and countries, and I had so much fun with that stuff.
Oh, I love that. And there were so many. I don't know if you ever played. Well, in school you probably did games on the Apple II computer. I used to have one at home. There was Oregon Trail. There was
Yeah, Oregon Trail.
Where in the World is Carmen San Diego? Um, but I had a lot of games like that. There were games where you were like an underground slave in the underground railroad, and you had to figure out how to how to get away. Like,
The 80s, man.
yeah. Or a flight simulator where it actually show you like how you fly, an airplane or a chopper or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have one at home. I played whatever games were available in school. And yeah, Oregon Trail was one of those. Man, I used to love that so much.
You died of dysentery.
Oh, always, man, always. Yeah, you'd have to hunt,
Hunt, yeah.
right? You get your food. Trying to kind of remember.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
yeah, you'd have to decide what you would spend your money on, right? Like, yeah,
I don't know. Did you have to get shelter?
yeah, you had to get shelter and clothes, and
Clothes, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
Man, all right. That's the next game. I'm gonna look up the gameplay and see how these guys pass it in 22 minutes. Because I
I
kept dying
passed
of
that
hunger.
game.
Which one?
I passed Oregon Trail. That was I
Oh
remember
yeah.
the ending. You had to be on this river, like you're on this river, and it was this crazy action at the end after like it was all push a button and see what happened kind of thing. Like it actually had this crazy action sequence at the end.
Interesting. Okay. Do you remember that if that was like hours of gameplay or what? Or
Yeah,
fairly quick?
no, it
It
took
took
some
some
time.
time?
Took some time. Yeah.
Okay. Oregon Trail. Man. One of the originals, man. That was so good.
But I got one more silly question for you instead of a deep one like the other one. So,
8 inches. There, now you know, buddy.
so
You've always wanted to know, and now you know.
uh,
Come on, man. You don't look at your buddies and go, I wonder.
it's only you, dude.
Okay, well, you already know, so. Oh man, there you go. Put down as that down as one of your markers.
Oh man.
All right, what's your question?
Well, you mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, I get these channel analytics, on my channel, and I've had some pretty big interviews on there, like Nic Cage, James Cameron. Eh, who would
Oh,
you
Nic
say?
Cage, man. Oh, if you haven't seen Jason's Nic Cage interview, go, go to it's at Jason Delgado
At Jason Delgado 78, like
78
yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah,
Oh man, look up that Nic Cage. That's so good.
that is.
Bring it up.
What
Can you bring it up right now or no?
I can bring it up, but I have one
All right,
question
ask
before
me.
that. What would you say was the most popular one on there?
The most popular one
Yeah,
on out of yours?
out of mine, what gets the most views?
Oh, what gets the most views? See, I would think something like Tiffani Haddish would be the one because
You,
she's pretty big,
you would think
uh,
so.
big personality, but I don't think it was her. Man, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Like
It
like
is.
you talking about short interviews or like full or all of them? Like
Out of all of them, yeah,
all of them?
yeah.
I would go. I would say DeGrasse has to be the one. That would be my pick. But I still don't think that's the one for some reason.
That's a good guess. The answer shocked me because I looked at the other day and it's still getting like hundreds and hundreds of views, like lately. And yeah, let me just show you. Let me show
All
you.
right, all right. Yeah, some of these take a little life of their own sometimes. That's what they say. Is it just
Hi, this is Jason from Friends of Comic Cons here. You guys introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Madeline McGraw. And I am Violet McGraw.
And have you guys been to any comic conventions yet?
Yes, we have. I got to go to my first one last year, and with her. It wasn't her first one, so she kind of showed me the ropes a little bit. But yeah, it was such a cool experience. My favorite thing is getting to interact with the fans.
I love doing conventions because I get to meet all these new fans, and I just love taking photos with them.
And oh my goodness, people are so talented. Like the costumes that they make from scratch is insane.
And
I'm like
really cool ones there at ones, and there's like really cool
It's
masks.
true, by the way.
I think that's really
it's a really cool experience for sure.
Definitely. And besides your guys' movies, what favorite scary movies do you guys have?
For me, I'm counting this as a scary movie, and I think a lot of people do. But Jaws terrified me. Oh my goodness! I love the ocean. Okay, like I love going to the beach so much.
Probably wrecked you a little.
I stayed away from the ocean a little bit after I saw Jaws for sure. It was terrifying.
I think I might have to go with It, the first one, because it's so funny but scary.
Yeah.
I think that might have to be it.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Which one did she say? The second one?
Second one.
Jaws, and I missed what she said on what she thought, but she said it was kind of funny but scary.
Oh, I just
I
missed
missed
that
it.
too.
Yeah. So why do you think that's the most popular?
I was kind of creeped out when I saw that because it's like 13-year-old girls, man. Like,
Well, it's right, bro. It's right in our. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's in the wheelhouse.
yeah. But when I looked at the demographics, it's a lot of older guys.
It's like 44 to 88. Yeah. Awesome.
But
Dude.
they have a lot of energy. They're very energetic, and
Yeah, they seem fun, and they
they're fun. Yeah.
happy to answer the questions and all that good stuff, and they've been to the cons, so that's cool. Yeah. So that could be it, but do people know them that well? I don't know who they are.
If you watch horror movies, like one of them is the girl in Megan, the creepy robot
Oh,
doll,
yes.
and
Okay.
the other one is in a horror movie called Black Phone that was really good.
It's huge. It's huge though. So the people definitely know who they are then, and that's probably why you're getting all the love, man.
Yeah, it just shocked me because I'm like, oh, like 500 new views, like
That's what I figured, that it would be something that was not, one of these guys, but
Yeah.
you would think it'd be like Haddish or somebody like that.
Yeah, or Nic Cage, yeah.
Yeah, Nic Cage and the airplane.
Yeah.
Man, when I saw that, I was just cracking up, bro.
Should I play that one?
Yeah. Play the Nic Cage. Play the Nic Cage.
Oh man, and you know what? He's got a really creepy new horror movie called Longlegs,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, people are saying how great he is in it, and he is, but I'm like, man, I don't know how much he's really acting in this thing.
Oh man, I hear you.
Because he's just a strange dude. Like, he's really cool.
Yeah.
Like he's awesome, but he's a strange dude. Like,
He seems like it. I mean, yeah.
All right.
This Jason from Friends of Comic Con.
Right on.
Do you have any memorable experiences from a Comic Con?
Sure. I remember I went there with a comic book that I had created with my son called Voodoo Child, and that was a long time ago. That was nice because we were on the panel together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And one more thing, the name Cage, is the rumor, did you get it from Luke Cage?
Sure. Yeah. I grew up reading comic books, and I always thought it was a cool sounding name. And I love the sound of that weather. It's like that must be an airplane. I thought it was thunder. It's an airplane at the Burbank Airport. Hi, how's it going?
This Jason.
Right on.
Do you have any memorable?
Hi, how's it going? Oh man. Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. Sure.
It's all distracted by airplane. Like, whoa.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. The sound of the weather. Nope. That's an airplane. Oh my god, dude. It's too good. What's wrong with that guy?
I think, you know what? He reminded me of the kind of person at school that was just like a loner, like, like.
Yeah.
But now he's just this huge star. Everything's amplified now. But he was the kind of guy who would just keep to himself, and like that. I was that kind of guy too.
Yeah, buried in comic books.
Yeah.
Like he said, so could be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look creepy though. their goal chances of getting him on here. You know,
Yeah.
we're like, he's cool, but he's a creep. Speaking of freaking creeps, not even creeps, just complete a-holes, man. Did you hear about the thing that happened in Newport at the Passion Island?
Yeah.
Dude, so check this out. Here's my OC news for you right here. All three, so there was 3 men. They've been charged with murder and the death of that tourist lady from New Zealand who was run over, and it was 3 guys, aged 26, 18, and 18, which is just incredible, man. I don't know what kind of upbringing or what. I don't know, man. I don't know how you get to this point. I have an idea, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that it sucks.
It does. Yeah. I minored in sociology at Cal State Long Beach, and you take criminology classes there, and it's a lot of like people who end up that way have a very rough life themselves. Bad parenting, bad neighborhoods.
Yeah, people are surrounded by most likely or big cause, and so it sucks. But in the end, hey, listen, if you do the crime, then right, it's the old saying, you do the time.
Yeah. The only thing I wish is that they would have more rehabilitation in jails,
While you're
it's
in
like,
there.
yeah, because it's just like lock them up and they come out even tougher if they get out. It's like,
Yeah, they come out worse. So you can't get a job at that point.
yeah.
All you've been doing is just like pumping weights all day long. You just come out bigger, stronger.
Yeah. And hanging out with other bad dudes who teach you how to do other bad stuff.
Yeah, this is how you make a knife out of toothpaste. And then now they got a freaking knife in their hands. It's just it's insane, dude. But yeah, so 2 of the guys were wearing masks. They pulled up to the husband of this lady, both older, by the way, over 65 years old, put a gun to his head. They demanded that they give them his watch. He kind of fought back. They forced him to the ground. Then they turned their attention to the wife, who was holding several bags because they had just been shopping at, like I mentioned, at the Fashion Island Mall, which you and I both know well, right? I've been several times.
Dude, I was down the street when this happened. I took my son to a pediatric dentist that was like literally like a few minutes away from Fashion Island when this was happening.
On that day?
On that day.
Damn. Yeah, man. And so anyway, they turned their attention to her. They drag her into the street so that the dude in the get out of the way car can hit her. Almost hits the husband, apparently. He got out of the way. They hit the lady, drag her 65 feet to her death because she's pronounced dead at the scene. And these guys, they take off, jump on the 405. One guy got out in Cyprus, got caught. The other 2 took off to LA, and then they were later arrested. And now all 3 of them, let me see. Yeah, they're all 3 are eligible for the death penalty. So um, um, again, you do the crime, you do some BS like this, you deserve what you get, and these idiots deserve what they get. And now you came over to OC to do some stuff like this, man. It's not gonna go well with you, bro. It's not gonna go well for you if you're trying to do some crime like that, especially in Newport, man.
Yeah, no.
Don't go to Newport. Don't go to Irvine.
No. Very, very strict places. Yeah.
Very strict. Very white.
Very white. Which brings me to my OC news. I saw a story that there was a Trump rally in Huntington Beach after the.
Oh, they shot him. Dude got shot, bro. Isn't that
Yeah.
wild?
Crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah.
So what happened in HB? There's always freaking rallies over there, man.
There's always rallies. There was always COVID rallies. You there? You know, I'm not gonna wear a mask. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Huntington
Yeah,
Beach is like
very
it's like
conservative.
yeah, it's a different animal over in HB, bro.
It is. So yeah. Out on Main Street, probably they're having some big Trump rally after that. You know. So what do you think about that whole thing?
The rally or the ear?
The ear. Yeah.
That's what, I don't know. This dude's gonna look like Holyfield now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. So well, initially people were saying that I don't know. This doesn't look. It looks staged, you know. Blah blah blah. I didn't know what to think of it. It's
It was a little like wrestling. Like he goes to the ground and he gets up all bloody, like, you know, like he cut himself in wrestling. You know.
yeah, where they go down and they take a blade and slice
Yeah,
themselves.
they take
Yeah,
the blade, and then he's raising his fist in the air, like posing for a photo. You know.
that's what I'm saying. It just you know he's up there doing the Black Power and like, what's going on right now? Like I don't understand.
More
I
like
thought it
white
was
power.
strange.
White power.
Yeah, white power.
Dude, did you see the video at the Republican?
He did it like this, not like this.
No,
He did it like that.
Well, did you see the video at the Republican convention where they're all chanting and going like this, and it looks like they're all Nazis? You know,
Jesus Christ, man.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, yeah. So he goes down. He grabs his ear, goes down, and then so all these guys pile on him, right, to protect him. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. But then I thought it was strange that they let him get up and then throw the arm up, and
Yeah.
I thought that was a weird thing. Now he's exposed again. You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you took out the shooter already, but you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know if there's a second one. You know.
You don't know if there's 18 of them standing somewhere around there waiting for this, and this guy's just. I thought that was strange. I don't know. I think if I were him, I would just stay ducked down and then go down the steps, duck down, and try to get the hell out of here.
Well, that was very smart PR on his part, because look, that picture went around everywhere and huge.
Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely. So what, does he win now because of this or what?
it helps him. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
He was probably going to win anyway. Who knows?
Yeah, well, we'll see. It'll be interesting.
So is Sleepy Joe, is he out or what? I mean, what is that all we got is Sleepy Joe?
Well, hey, you say Sleepy Joe, and there was a video today of Trump falling asleep at the convention. Did you see that?
No, dude, but you gotta give him a pass. He just got shot in the ear, man.
Shot in the ear. You got an ear for the feet, man.
He's got vertigo. He's not trying to stay awake, man. Hey, a couple inches over and forget about it, dude.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
thing would have gone through his eyeball. That's insane.
True. That's true. And then there was that story about Tenacious D. Did you hear about that? Not Jack Black, but the other guy got in big trouble for saying, "Oh, you know, I wish the shooter didn't miss." You know, and then they had to cancel the rest of their tour. Yeah, he said that on stage.
But how does he get in trouble? How? Like you mean like that? Threats?
Well, because people were canceling their tickets to go see him. Like,
oh, okay, I see.
They're like, we can't do the rest of the tour now. And it's like people are pissed at what he said. You know.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Damn. Well, yeah. How far is too far? I don't know because.
Yeah.
Did he mean it? I don't know.
You know, I don't know. It sounded like a joke to me, but people aren't gonna take that as a joke. You know.
Like I remember, like this comedian, I can't remember his name now, but he was like saying stuff about Kobe when he died, and people were blowing up on the guy, and apparently I can't remember his name, man, but apparently he's good to go now and everything's fine and he's doing his thing. But initially, people were pretty pissed off, you know, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But But what's too far and too soon too? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know either. It's not like they killed the guy, but
No,
it's
but
a big deal. It is a big deal. I mean,
it's a
you
big
know,
deal. You know, and nobody should be murdered.
this should not be happening now.
No, it shouldn't be happening. But the weird thing is, the guy who it happened to has said much, much worse, and he's still being like still a front runner for president. Like the guy who said I can walk in the
Yeah,
middle of Times Square and shoot a person in the head and people won't care. Like
yeah.
yeah,
Or, yeah, my status so I can
or grab
just
him by the pussy.
grab him by the pussy, dude. That's what I do, you know. Yeah, yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I whatever. I don't know, man. I'm done voting. I'm not voting anymore.
No, I'm
I'm out.
I'm voting. I'm voting. I have a strong opinion on this.
Oh man. What I don't know. I don't understand why we can't get somebody other than freaking Sleepy Joe in there. The guy I don't understand.
Yeah. That's why a lot of Democrats and famous people are saying you got to step out of the race. You got to let a younger guy in there. But it's very late in the game to do that. You know.
Very late. Yeah, and he's like the best candidate at this point, so it's like what do you do, man? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Weird
All right,
times.
this might be the most politics we ever talk about on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Yeah,
is the very special deep episode of
very
OC2.
special
Death,
edition, man.
politics.
Our picture's gonna be that's gonna be the thumbnail.
Yeah. Or you could get the Grim Reaper from Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, Bill and
Yeah.
Ted, man. That was on the other day. I only got to watch like about 5 minutes of it, but
Has your girl seen that? Because you were telling me the other day, like there's a lot of classics she has not seen. She has not seen Bill
no,
and Ted. Oh,
no. So she was standing there, and I go, "Hey, look, this is Bill and Ted's," and she's watching it. She's like, "Well, why is there two pairs of them? Why are they talking to themselves?" And I'm like, you know what? We'll get to it one of these days. Don't worry about that right now. We gotta go. Let's get out of here. And we left. But yeah, there's some I think I'd like to check out before that one, but gotta get to it at some point. I think too.
yeah.
It's a funny one, man. Speaking of movies, what you got? What you got? Anything?
Movies. Yeah. I got Longlegs, the one I mentioned with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay.
It uh, it feels like Silence of the Lambs, but creepy, very creepy and satanic.
Where'd you see
Silence
this
of the
at?
Lambs was creepy too. But it's about an FBI agent. This girl. Uh,
Don't tell me he says that.
what?
I'm an FBI agent. Does he do that?
No.
Oh, I'll go
Not,
watch that
not
if he
not
doesn't.
Keanu, not like Keanu, man. That's a classic though.
That's a classic, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But there's a serial killer who everybody knows this. It's not a secret. Nicolas Cage is this very creepy serial killer called Longlegs. He's on the loose. Families are getting murdered, but he's not doing it himself. He's somehow he's getting the father in the families to kill the rest of the families, it's and he's using this weird thing with birthday dates, and they got to figure out the dates where things are going to happen. But super creepy movie, man. And Cage is
Psychological?
very psychological. Yeah. If you like Silence of the Lambs, if you like Seven, something like that. Um, yeah, there are a few like jump things that'll jump out at you, or something you'll see that looks gruesome every now and then, but not your typical horror movie. It's more of a like, this is really creepy thinking about all this stuff going on in it. But
Okay.
great performances. The female lead is great. Nic Cage is great. So yeah, I'd say go see it. The only thing at the end, there were some questions about things that happened. I was like, I kind of predicted this, and this is a little strange, but overall, great movie. Great movie.
Okay. So it's in theaters now.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. That's the only one you saw? Any shows?
I saw. I binge watched a show called Presumed Innocent on Apple. Have you heard of that one?
I haven't.
It's it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's based on a novel that was also a Harrison Ford movie. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I just had to binge this whole series, man. And then the next episode, the final episode comes out tomorrow, and Jake plays this prosecutor who a fellow prosecutor has been murdered, and it turns out he was having an affair with her. He's married, he has kids. He was having an affair with this girl, and it quickly turns into he's the lead suspect, and he's being on trial for murdering this other prosecutor. And it's crazy, man. It's really good if you like those kind of crime shows, and like it, Jake is so good at alternating between, like, oh, you feel sorry for this guy, and the next, oh, he's a scumbag. Look what he did to his family. You know, like, I hate this guy. It's like it goes back and forth between that. So I found that really fascinating. Yeah.
That is fascinating. Any movie or show that could do that to you, I think is fascinating. Like
Yeah.
you feel for the bad guy. That's
Yeah.
something, man.
Yeah. And then the other guy who's prosecuting him and the new mayor, they're also very scumbaggy too. So it's like, what these guys
Yeah,
are
it reminds
jerks
me
too.
like
Yeah.
Walter White or something like that, where
Yeah.
you're kind of with them, but you're not at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his wife in this is great too, because she's like I'm sticking by him no matter what. You know, I'm staying for the family. But then, you know, she's got friends telling her, hey, you should go cheat too, because look what he did. And she starts hanging out with this younger guy, this bartender, and then you start thinking, like, well, should she be allowed to have an affair? You know, or is that messed up? You know, it's like it takes all these gray areas, kind of. And very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Having you ask questions, and
Yeah.
that's kind of neat. Okay. And that's on Apple.
Apple. Yeah.
And what was the name again?
Presumed Innocent.
Presumed Innocent. Okay.
Yeah.
And Nic Cage,
Nic
creepy
Cage,
guy,
Longlegs, super
Longlegs.
creepy. He does these things, like he'll move his hands like this, and and his character is like all white, and he says creepy things, like he talks to the little kids. He's like, they call me Longlegs, and
It's funny they call him that because he's like 5'3". Longlegs. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not watching much right now. We went back to Murders in the Building. Stopped watching after the first season. No real reason, just watching other stuff, pretty much. But with that show, you haven't seen it. I think you said you hadn't seen it.
no.
Yeah. So it's the two Martins and young Selena Gomez, two older guys. I think that with that show, they work together. It just works. And initially you go, I don't like, how's this gonna work? But it works, and I think that's what carries the show. It's funny. It is a good show. A little bit on the slow side, but I think the fact that there's that chemistry between the three, I think it just makes it all come together, and it's and makes it a fun show. The fact that they have their podcast, and they're being threatened if they continue it, because they have a really good lead on who it could have been and all this kind of stuff. So they start getting threats, and all this crazy stuff starts happening in that building. The fact that other celebrities live in the building, it's pretty cool.
Some cameos, huh?
Yeah. So that's really neat. And then you see him in season 1, and now in season 2 it was like Amy Schumer, like what's his name? Not Steve Martin. Martin Short. He gets in the elevator and she walks in, and just the things like that I think are pretty cool. So the show's good. I really like it. I would recommend that one. And I'm watching Conan. I think I told you last time, maybe.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
watching the new ones.
yeah.
I would say I like the first ones better.
They were
There's those
better.
first ones, man, so good, just
Yeah.
so good. These are cool too, and they're fun, and it's cool to see him going to all these different places. But just like the first ones. But yeah, man, Conan Going Places, I think it's called. Conan Going Places, I believe that's right.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I recommend that one too. Both are amazing.
Yeah, I've only heard great things about Only Murders in the Building. Like I know it gets nominated for all the awards. My wife loved it. She watched it without me, binged it, didn't wait for me. I'll
That's
watch
funny
it
how
at
we.
some point. Yeah,
It's funny how we have like shows with the girl, and then our own. They have their own. Does she have that too, or she watches?
she does. She does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got hooked on Presumed Innocent too. She got mad at me the other night because I started watching without her. She's like, "You
That's
started
really
watching
good.
without me? Like, what's going on?" Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, with my girlfriend, she didn't want to watch Game of Thrones initially. Neither did I. We talked about it, I think, last week.
yeah,
And but she would always, like she'd be doing something in the kitchen or walking or whatever it was, and she would just kind of stop and watch, and like a couple of dudes just got their heads chopped off. Okay, walk away, come back, like, what, an orgy? Like, what's going on here? All right. And then she's just like, well, little by little, she's like, wait, so what's that guy's name? What's he doing? It's like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, oh no, we'll start from the beginning. I'm not gonna explain to you 3 seasons worth of this stuff. I do not mind starting it over. And we did that, and that's how she got into that. But she watches like Suits. Have you seen Suits?
I haven't seen Suits.
Okay, so she's all over that one, and I guess there's a new season coming up here soon on Netflix. So she's pumped about that one, and that's one of those. That's just her show. She watches that. I don't watch it. There's several like that. I watch a bunch of stuff that she won't watch. But she'll sit and watch Conan with me sometimes.
Nice. Yeah. Same with my wife. I watch a lot of horror stuff she won't watch, and yeah, anything gruesome or she won't watch anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Does she watch the Game of Thrones with you, the new one?
Uh, not
Or
not
she's not
much.
really
Not
into
much.
that?
She'll watch a few minutes here and there, but yeah,
Mm, okay. Not really into like the fantasy stuff.
some of it, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
think like
Like Harry Potter or something.
yeah, like stuff that isn't so gory and crazy like House of the
Yeah.
Dragon. Yeah,
I've not seen a Harry Potter movie.
I saw the first one when it first came out, and I was like, I was not into it, but now my son loves it, so now I gotta try to get into it more.
Okay, so he likes it. That's cool. I've never watched one. I don't know. I'm sure it's good, and I'm sure it's a good film, but it probably won't be for me in the end. I don't know. Who knows? I'm
Yeah,
trying to get my girl to watch oh crap, what is that called? Oh my god. The dude that did Game of Thrones said that he started this because of these movies. Oh man, The Ring.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Thank you. Why can't I think of that? Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to get her to watch like the first one, and she's like, "How long is it?" Never mind.
They are very long. There.
Those are long. Those are long. But I'm like, yeah, just watch the first one. See if you like it. If not, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think she'll like it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I gotta get out of here, man.
All right. All right. Next time, Comic-Con, man, and maybe we'll have the guy on guy from a collectible company who will tell us about the new stuff at Comic-Con. But
Yeah, he'll be there. You'll be there too.
I'll be
Obviously.
there too. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Look at Mattel.
Tuesday, if we do the show Tuesday, yeah, it'll be before. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It'll be before, right? Because you got
Wednesday morning, I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Not this weekend.
No.
It'll be the following weekend.
Yeah. And you gotta let me know if you're coming, dude.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's yeah. I'm tired already just thinking about it. The heat, the walking, my leg hurts. Oh man, I don't know. We'll see. Probably not. All right, dude. I'm gonna go eat.
All right, man.
Later, bro. Peace.